In property law, it's important to distinguish between fixtures and chattels. And the purpose of this video is to help you understand that distinction. Let's first start by looking at fixtures. What is a fixture? Fixtures are defined as items that have been attached to the land in such a way that would classify them in the law as being part of the land. So they become part of the land. And because they become part of the land, they automatically pass from the vendor to the purchaser of the land. There's this very common Latin phrase, and translated into English, it says that whatever is attached to the soil becomes part of the soil. How do we determine in the law whether something is considered as a fixture or a chattel? There are 2 points that we need to consider when answering this question, and the 2 points are as follows. The first point is the degree of annexation, and the second point is the object or purpose of the annexation. Now, there's heaps of cases in the law where there were disputes between parties as to whether something is classified as a fixture or not, and these cases help demonstrate how the courts come up with their decisions, and this is what we will be having a look at in this video. In terms of chattel, as I said, if it's a fixture, then it's fixed to the soil. It's fixed in such a way that it becomes part of the land, and because it becomes part of the land, the ownership is transferred from the vendor to the purchaser. When you have a chattel, the chattel would remain owned by the vendor. And this case that you see highlighted on the screen demonstrates this, where you had printing presses that were bolted onto the floor. The purpose was determined by the courts. The purpose of the presses that were bolted onto the floor was to stabilize the chattel rather than enhance the value of the building. So if it were to enhance the value of the building, then it would have been considered as a fixture, but in this case it was just to stabilize that item, and hence it was considered as a chattel. In this other case, New South Wales case, involved a linear accelerator machine. It was affixed to the floor of a facility. It was affixed by concreting it into a steel frame. Now the courts found that the purpose of affixing it into in that method was because it enhanced the operation of the machine itself, not the building, and as such it was held to be not a fixture, so it was held to be a chattel. Now moving on to this other case, so a very old case. It involved looms that were attached to the floor of a mill by nails that were driven through holes. Now in this instance, these looms were considered as fixtures, and the reason was because they enhanced the mill's value and usefulness. So if it was just for stability, then without enhancing the value of the building, then it would have been considered as chattels, but because it enhanced the usefulness and the value of the building, it was classified as a fixture by the courts. Finally, when it comes to offices, particularly air conditioners are classified as fixtures in the law, and this Victorian case helps demonstrate this.